Peeps, welcome back to Under Pressure. Now, as much as this little corner of the map full of carrots has got plenty of water, the rest of the map doesn't have plenty of water. We have a lot of thirsty beavers in the tatty pit. V2 and 18 water to hydrate them all. And that's not even to mention the fact that the grill top pillars over here haven't even got a full tank. Look at that. They're all the way down to 204. Things are getting absolutely dire here at Under Pressure. And this isn't even supposed to be what this episode's about. This episode is finally getting our Infinity River up and running because we have completed all of the construction for it to fully function. Everything is covered. There's gonna be no leakage whatsoever throughout this entire river system. But there's no point having a big fancy Infinity River if there's no beavers to enjoy it now, is there? Now look at how slow some of these dehydrated beavers are. And it's an awfully strange turn of events because we used to have one large water slurper right here, slurping from the now pressurised river system. And that used to keep all 6 of these tanks topped up. So the only thing I can think of is that we have a mass inefficiency. First of all, he's unprioritised by bloody haulers. Of course it's not going to be full. And second of all, I'm changing all of these to obtain goods from other warehouses. And right next to the rest of our water slurpers. Well, I was going to say plunk some large tanks down, but we're going to have to get to blowing up some dynamite first. And now I hear that's not the end of the world, because these laddies are paused for another 10.7 days at least. But now I hear is going to have to require some creative thinking. And the way I'm going to get creative about it is pausing the construction of this fancy contemplation spot, plopping some dirt out here, and then a fancy pants 3x3 metal platform. Easy as. Or at least it will be once we get the beavers down to this block and actually build it. Now, as a temporary measure, I am going to migrate the entire Tatty Pit V2 population out to the carrot corner. Oh, we're lagging! The mass exodus of beavers from the Tatty Pit V2 lagged the game a bit. But yeah, now we are going to be putting massive stress. Here they come, hang on, let's do it, let's get the bloody angle on it. Let's have ourselves a wee speedy up bit while we get the big 200 beavers zipping their way out of the carrot corner. And with the last few dregs over, what's the state of the water tank now? Oh, not as bad as I thought, but they are making a significant dent. Let's help them out by unpausing these large water slurpers and getting this topped up. Oh, look at all of these beavers. Oh, yes! They've got nowhere to go! Hello, beavers! You want to hang out with... Whoa! Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to stumble upon an intimate moment. But do you want to hang out with the cupcake, eh? Oh, yous love his, didn't yous? Yous are like, oh, hello, cupcake. It's nice to see you doing on beaver level. What a bloody treat. And I like them money beavers. It's a treat for both of us here. Oh, what a grand old time this is. Oh, why don't you do this more often, like? This is fantastic. But oh, look at them, they can't even escape us. There's that many that want to be in here. It's not lit. Let's, you know what? We're about to see this fire lit. Ye stay in, because we're speeding our way all the way through the night. And with the embers burnt out, it's good to say, whoa, boomers! Get your asses out of bed, and if you haven't woken up by now, the thunderous pause on top of your building will surely wake you right up. What's the crickety crack up here? Oh, you left us this seat so I can hang out with yous. But yeah, now, for reals, before we get too distracted by all of this, let's get back out into the world and have a look at the water level behind this wall. Alrighty then. So yeah, now, this definitely needs to be a temporary measure. Ali, beavers are fully watered. Perfect. Let's get the automated migration involved. But this time, I want to do the speedy up bit from this angle so we can cop the beavers getting a bit of whiplash. Alright, now Tatty Pit, V to us. Get a graft, popping some dirt in there, and some wood in those stairs. Now, grill top pillars. I'm a tad concerned about your water levels, like. I think it's went up by 1, but now it's went down by a lot more than 1. Do you need a second slaughter? Because that can be arranged, you know. Or are they just chucking all of their water in here for the Tatty Pit V2 has to pick up? Fair dinkum, beavers. That's how the tatty pit V2 is going to have to rely on water for the next 9.6 days. Oh, and we do not need all of these bonus builders. I'd much rather have bonus haulers, thank you very much, at the moment. Oh, beavers, you bunch of bloody leggings! Let's get detonating these two. Hold off and they explode. I forgot to press pause. And these two large water tanks here are going to be supplying goods to other warehouses. More specifically, these 6 warehouses over here, which have a little bit of water in them nicely enough. And, at some point, a 3rd tank right here. But we have to decide what we're going to do with this blickety block first. But before any of that, we need to get this tank operational. We need to fully double check that our Infinity River is sealed and ready to go. There's no better time than the present because you get to see the layers without it all being underwater. I can show yous me sluices that are allowing water to flow in here, which you can see is happening, but it's stopping the backflow because there's no reason to have water all the way down here. The rest of our reservoir is slowly getting slurped up by this bad lad right here, and there's a fair amount in reserve for old mate. I'm happy enough for that. You know what I might do actually, now that I think about it, because the maximum depth of this is 4 and it's only at 2 at the moment. If we get an expedition of beavers to get some dynamite, just a single one-way channel all the way down to the bottom here. So this pool here will get slurped right up by the beavers. But we'll leave that until we get a temperate season. We don't want to waste any water potential. And I've popped the path right on the dynamite trail so it'll cleanly get erased when we blow it all up. But unfortunately, the entirety of this bit of the reservoir has dried up. Thankfully, this tunnel that the beavers love to use is a level above here, so we can still get all of the slurpage possible from this little channel. We've already had a few cycles to test this bit. At worst, we get some mild splashage over here, but for the most part, the water coming out of these bad lad water sources here is put to good use. Oh, forgot about the end of the tunnel here. We're going to have to come back at night time, first person mode, and enjoy this beautiful little tunnel that the Grilltop Hillers have made for her. And yeah, someone needs to sort this out like. This is maximum priority. It's apparently able to get built. Maybe it's glitched and it just needs to be, like, replopped in. Or maybe they were facing the wrong bloody directions. Look at that! Neither one that was never plopped in. Well, I would say that is another human error. That is most of the errors that occur in Timberborn, to be fair. Well, beavers, yeah, whenever you fancy it, finish that off because you can now. But since it's night time, let me show you the fancy tunnel. We're gone from hedges to bloody shrubs to bloody lanterns to light the way for the water one day, or nothing else, to allow the beavers to enjoy a nice stroll down here, where if you have a look over some of these hedges, you'll find we've got fences. Look at that fancy fence over there. But at the bottom, we've got yet another row of bloody lanterns, welcoming water up one day. But that's not all these tunnels house. If we do a quick 180, we may find some beavers down here enjoying a bit of a campfire or having a bit of a contemplate. And they're not here now, but if we're going to speed 3, I've got faith that we'll see a beaver chilling on a bench. Yeah, that fun and games out the way. We do not have any leaks in our pressure over here. This is all capped off, all sealed. Nothing is getting out here. Even underneath here, look, we've got bloody metal floors. Our tunnel of healing is complete. The path's over. It's all ground in. This is all capped off. The water's definitely not getting past those levees. And it's... Ooh! We do need to sort this out, though. I'm glad I came and double-checked that. We would have sprung a bloody leak. But this bit is also fully sealed. I'm happy with that. And this bit over here, you wouldn't even know that 2 explosions happened, would you? Yeah, now, beavers, it's time to recover those resources. I'm not going to bother deleting the platforms because we're full on plank storage anyway. We've recovered from that. All I'm going to do is ask the beavers to just plonk some bloody dirt on there. Not a high priority, of course. Oh, look at that. We got beavers banging them in already. This could be a fun wee speedy up bit. The beavers hoying the bags in and then banging them all in. And there we have it. Don't worry about the dodgy cut. I may or may not have been scared that we weren't drilling any more dirt out of this hole. But I had no reason to fear. It's an absolutely no matter job. just like this is soon to be a nauta matter job as well. One 3x3 platform, one 3x3 large tank, full of water supplying goods to other warehouses. In a high priority, Beavers. But not before you've picked up the last log. Well done, last log picker-upper. Oh, this is not good, to say the very least. I've just paused the large water pump, but I've set the automation unpause it when a temperate season starts. What that does mean that we have 881 mostly imported water in the tatty pit V2 to last us 5.5 days. Thankfully, the grill top hill is still slurping however little. And have they got all of this dynamite in? You've got all of this dynamite in, you bunch of bloody leg ends! 5.5 days and we're going to have a big kaboom explosion session celebration. Or, to be fair, if this level here dries up first, we'll blow it up and we'll slurp the last of it out. Now, seeing the kidney bean reservoir so dry is not fun in the slightest. However, when we get this Infinity River up and running, which will be this episode, that is a cupcake guarantee. It'll be a massive transformation from nothing to everything. Now, thanks to our double checking, we know that this whole area is sealed up now. So if we take a little dip underground, you can see, of course, we're still all flooded under here. But our little diversions are holding up, fair dinkum. And you know what? I reckon it might be time to open these sluices here. Let's just pop them on auto. You know what? Pop them on open. Because they should forever be open and flowing. And I suppose this does mark the unofficial opening of the Infinity River. Because we're now draining pressure from the tippity top back into this central system, which, via these sluices, is fed by these little water sources back here. Not only guns all the way underground to feed the carrot corner over there, but it zips off on this side and guns all the way up to replenish the kidney bean reservoir. But that's not everything, peeps! It's now officially time to come into this bit floodgate, tick a ye boxes, 0.65, and something else we're going to have to do, just quite handy, since we've built this little stair dune here, is pop in a wee stream gauge right next to these fancy floodgates, because I'm going to switch these bad lads from basic automations, which are the same as the other ones doing there, to advanced automations, based off the water level below. Which I can do now, because this handy dandy beaver's just banged it in. So for safety's sake, I'm unticking the basic automations. On a completely different floodgate, we're going to advanced, and we're attaching a stream gauge. Oh, pause! Now I do believe this is a fair dinkum setup. It's at the same floodgate height set as the basic one over here, 0.65 for bad tides and droughts. So it shouldn't leak or anything like that because it didn't previously. So whenever the stream here is below 2.6, it's at 6.5. Whenever the stream gets to 6.5, the floodgates go up to 0.95. Which should mean when I resume this game, they go up to 0.65. Bloody perfect. And then during this next temperate season, I bloody hope so at least, they'll get up to 9.5. And that will allow this bad lad right here to push water through the tunnel that we made, doing the bad water burp here, which has some good water in it, which actually has us thinking. I was thinking about this anyway, but do you notice how we got a little lip here? It's going to trap water in this little tunnel, which is a bad thing, you know? Especially considering when we strip the world away, it leads directly into the bloody kidney bean reservoir. It actually leads directly into this level of the reservoir by the looks of things. Interesting. This could give us the excuse that we desperately needed to actually get this bit of water and this bit of water connected down to be slurped up for all time. Here we are, we've broken in. Now we can switch to normal dynamite. We can get a singular little channel gun down here that leads right to the straw of the big old slurper. Now I have refrained from doing this in the past because it will bring the water level of the kidney bean reservoir down below the sluice, at the sluice's level. However, I don't think it's much of an issue, to be honest with you peeps. Once the Infinity River's up and flowing, it'll be naught a matter. And I've also decided it's not worth the effort to go for this tiny little bit of pool here. That can just keep this corner nice and green. But I definitely will ask the beavers to plop dynamite into this bit of puddle. Oh, and now what I just thought? We can build all of this stuff from the back. We'll get this tunnel in, and then I'll put a fancy pants carved staircase in, and then we'll just plop the rest of these tunnels in, pop a sluice in the back, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. If we're putting a sluice in, we can't automate the sluice. And we don't have glorious flat top floodgates, so I do believe our only option is to then pop a floodgate on here and fully encase it in dirt. Because thankfully with dirt, you can build off the side and just fully seal it in. It might look ugly, but it'll be bloody functional. I see where beavers are struggling with gears to get the large tank in. That means we need to retool these two plankers into gear shops. Get amongst that beavers with an absolute quickness. Oh, look at that. We got beavers banging out of this in already. Blooming heck. Well, I guess I can set all of these. Oh, no, I can't. I need to get a stream gauge somewhere. Now, where's the best place to have that? You know what? I could just have it down here, couldn't I? I was thinking I was going to have to pop it up on this level so I could say whenever it gets to 0, cut it off. But I could just have it further down and then say when it gets below 1, cut it off. And why the blooming heck not? Have it read out other falls. So when your beavers get that in, I'll be able to get some fancy pants automations on the crack with this floodgate. Oh, I tell you what, peeps. The tatty pit V2 is in a dire state. Look at all of those dry tatties, dry sunflowers, dried up berries and dandelions. It's absolute... Whoa, alright, fair enough. It's absolutely terrible. So terrible that I couldn't even express it in first person. Now, thankfully, the Carrot Corner has recovered from the Tatty Pit V2's invasion of their water supply. The Grilltop Hill, on the other hand, is still running dangerously low on water. And I definitely see why. There's plenty of water knocking about here, man. Absolutely plenty. You can't even see the thick base of the TNT yet. Hello, beavers! Would you mind explaining why you're building these medium priority tanks when there's a high priority tank right there that needs to get built? Honestly, these beavers baffle me at times, like. Hang about, MiGly! You're being a daft shite! Get all of those deleted, plonk a triple dynamite on there, and tell it to face right. That's 3 blocks for the price of 1. The only issue is, of course, I need to actually detonate this and make sure this is all done in the next couple of days. Well, might not be essential, since we've got the stream gauge in. Let's get some proper fancy pants automations on the crack. So this floodgate, once it gets to 0.95 on the stream gauge, goes down to 0. And once this floodgate gets to 1, that goes up to 1. Which will seal this little new tunnel that we're blowing in and allow the water to pressurise, get all the way up here. And this is another little thing that I've been sneakily hiding from you. Unless you caught the few times I took a glimpse at it and give you the old verbal wink. We're going to be demolishing these blockages here. And these blockages are right... Oh, nice. Nice one, MiGly. Right into the mountain. Well, these are right above the water sources here. So the water sources are going to be feeding the underground bit. Everything we've already spoke about for the last couple of episodes. It's also going to be feeding the overground bit here. But before it does that, it's going to flow through here and flow out. Hang on, let's get the hood off, make it all atmospheric and that. It's going to get blocked by these blockages. It's going to flow up, narrowly avoiding our excavation tunnel. Out through the new pressurized tunnel that leads them down and in to this whole area here. And of course, through the bloody sluices that we turned on earlier in the episode, which are the key to the Infinity River. It all loops back on itself. Self-feeding, pressurized river system. And it's only a day and a half away, peeps! Well, I mean, it's a bit more than that. We need to get the entire kidney bean up to the point where it's our spilling first. But, you know, other than that, it's going to be ready to go and rather sharpish. And I'm also going to blow up this one dynamite just so we can get slurping as soon as possible down here. Now look at our beavers hard at work banging in the TNT here. These are a bunch of leg ends, even with the very dwindling resources you have. Oh, it's just dried up! It just dried up while I was experimenting about plonking another large water pump down here. And that'll work very nicely. And I can automate it off this bloody stream gauge. But before we go ahead and spend time doing that, Beavers of the Grill Top Hill variety, I've got a big old job for yous today. Alright, Grill Top Hillers, here we go. I've armed the 4 dynamite. I'm gonna get down to this level right here, get a proper fancy camera angle so we can see it all happening, and have ourselves a big old kaboomy boom, followed by a little bit of rushy rush, which is, you know, the water following the freshly kaboomed earth to be then slipped up by the big straw that comes out. I want to see it slipping! Oh, yes! Big aqueduct, let's go! Let's go, let's go, let's see it slipping! Come on, Beavers, slurp up that water! The Grill Top Hillers are the very best around, like. I love that. No wastage whatsoever. Just don't look over here. Just don't stop putting that. Don't look over there. Because we've got no wastage on this water system here. Now the automation I'm popping on this large water slurper here pauses when it gets to below 1, unpauses when it gets to below 2. So it slips away like nobody's business. And of course, we'll have to put some bloody cupcake. No! Beavers! I swear, dude. Every time. Every time! So we're going to have to pause these stairs. We're going to have to delete this hedge. We can't even access the hedge, can we? Because this is a bloody construction zone now. Or, please tell me I'm wrong about that. I'm wrong about that. Thank the beaver gods. You try and be fancy. Oh, hang on, hang about. Whoa, beavers, get your asses out of bed. Be joyous that the water sources have sprung once again, and you'll very shortly be able to slurp up all the water. And actually, speaking of that, I should very much get this bad lad back to auto, which it was already on. So well done, past MiGly. And look at that big long slurping straw ready to slurp any H2O that comes its way. Oh, I got excited thinking this was going to be him, but it's not. We still need a beaver to come bang away on it. So come on, beaver. Bang away on me bit dynamite, please. I changed the angle slightly so we can get a bit more of a picturesque angle. But this is Pov. You're a beaver banging in some dynamite. Now this is Pov. You're a bit of triple dynamite recently banged in by a beaver. Beavers, crack on with that. Grill Top Hillers, you're going to have a bonus slurper soon. Now, have our beavers got these blockages out yet? They kind of do. Yeah, they got one of them out. There we go. Finish blocking that one out, and then you're going to recycle all of this wood here, and we're going to have to block on a couple of sluices at the end of this tunnel. Otherwise, what was the point of putting these bloody floodgates in if it's just going to go pishing down the hole? So we're going to have some outward-facing sluices that are just always open. We welcome the flow just one way. Oh, and I saw beaver gunning in there. How are we, beaver? Come and bang the last of this blockage away. And then I can ask your beaver brethren to go ahead and bloody pick up all the wood and get that third and final sluice. And it's in! Look at that! It's open! All we need now is pressure to build in this entire system here, which we have pretty much completely drained. I mean, look at this. The carrot cornerers can't even have a swim. The water level's that bloody low doing here. Oh, and this is working. I mean, like I say, we still need to get this stuff in first. Otherwise, it's just going to flood out the top of the floodgate there. But the water level is rising in here, which means that it's going to be coming out of here. It's going to be overspilling this level. Let's get me little first-person guy in here. Let's go. Speed 3 first person. We're going to see the water pish off down the side. And it's going to start filling up this whole thing here. Oh, I absolutely love it. And once that's filled up, it's going to go all the way down here, fill up the other block, and go all the way back to the sluice. I'm going to do it. I'm going to whack the whole thing. I'm keen as a bean for this, like. And it's probably going to be one of the very few times we get to do this and it actually be above water. Look at this. We are water flowing through the Infinity River right now. We're just going whoosh all the way through. Bouncing off the bloody levee, coming through here. Bouncing off this levee. And then, well, this is where we realise we're not water, we're physical cupcakey matter, because we can pass through this sluice. I love that so much! Oh, the water's coming back! Oh, I'm gonna back in first person! Let's bloody go once again! Turn around and we can watch the water flow through the tunnel and moisten the kidney bean reservoir once again. Which, unfortunately, is the first bit to come moisten it. I suppose that is a massive reservoir over the Grilltop Hill. But Tatty Pit, V2ers, rejoice! Your large water slurper is slurping once again. And, now that we've filled that little block, the sluice is allowing water out here, which if I can hippity hop hour, let us hippity hop! I didn't want to take the stairs. Alright then, I'll take the stairs. Well, once you get over here, you can have a bit of a contemplate about all of the green ground that's coming back over here. Beavers, get to replanting all of those tatties and sunflowers, because you've only got limited days before it inevitably dries. No, you don't. The Infinity River will save us and it'll never dry up again. You gotta keep hyping it up, man. That's what YouTube's all about. And speaking of hype, here's a hype kaboom! That flows water and fills the tunnel immediately. Now this reservoir over here must have heard us chatting shite about it, because it's only went ahead and filled up enough to contribute to the filling of the kidney bean reservoir. But what about the third and final sluice? It looks awfully stagnant over here. I was still going to rise up a wee bit for that. But we are swiftly approaching the first level, getting all of this pressurised here, which of course allows the carrot cornerers to swim to their heart's content. And once we get a beaver builder banging this hedge in, I can finally get to unpausing these stairs, and we can finish building the large water slurper up here. Oh, and I am loving seeing this. It's happening! So many episodes! At least 15 episodes I've been planning this. And this is it. It's coming to fruition. We've got the entire connected water system. This is what I've envisioned for bloody probably gone on a couple of months at this point, like. That's why I don't care how many cycles it takes. We are seeing the kidney bean reservoir overspill this episode. Oh, and as well, this sluice being open is actually helping with the Infinity River. It's technically working at the moment. Let's strip the world down and we'll see if we've got pressure or not. Oh, no. Game! Day 3, and you're giving us a drought warning. If you give us a 30-day drought, there'll be ructions on. But anywho, let's have a look at this wee river here, which isn't pressurised, it's only half full. But I feel like when we get close to the end here, it's going to become pressurised, and we are on a proper backfill mission. So this bit is pressurised. That is grand. We've got the big dome here, not letting any bad water out. Didn't worry about all of this bad water. It's all part of the plan. It pitches out the side of the map here when it's got pressure. Oh, and here we are. I believe we're about to see it become pressurised. And we should see it if we're fast enough. We should. Oh, we weren't fast enough. But we are now pressurised, which means the water should start climbing. Oh, no, not pressurised anymore. Don't worry about it. Hype over. Oh, pressurised. Pressurisation waves. Right, speed 3. This is going to be mad. Let's just let this happen and just see what occurs. Oh, you know what, actually, I'm a bit scared. Let me just real casually put the hood on and make sure we're not flooding the entire tiny bit. V2. Which we're not. We're planned. We're tested. We are fully prepared beavers this episode. Oh, look at the water. Look at the water's here. That means that it's all the way up here in the tunnel. Sorry, I know you're just looking at bloody mountains fly by, but we're making our way over to here where the water level is up, which means these sources are directly feeding this brand new tunnel, which is also being fed by the bloody seep via these floodgates, and these floodgates which comes down and around through filling the kidney bean, through the sluice, into the same place because it's the Infinity River! Everything, and I mean everything, is bloody connected. And yeah, nah. We transition into a speedy up bit while we see this whole kidney bean reservoir get blued up. Oh, now that's how I like to see me kidney bean reservoir. Proper blued up, like. Ooh, now isn't that a nice kaboom? Starry night. But we get to see the water fill the tunnel nonetheless. That's always a tad entertaining, is it not? Oh, and spotty dog beavers, you've got the rest of this dirt in here. Which means we don't have to worry about this bad lad leaking. It's all the way up to 1. And it'll stay that way until the water level drops beneath this little lip here. So we're not going to be wasting any water. Ooh, that reminds us. I have created the fancy new tails. So this is your last chance, beavers, to get your guesses in at what this owl-style tail is here before it becomes a bit more obvious. Oh, and the lumberjack flag has finally chopped down the last tree. That means the Tatty Pit V2 can live up to its name. Oh, what do you look at here? We got 23 beavers for now today. That sounds to me like we need to invest in some more hauling posts. Well, those bonus haulers should help our beavers. Oh, go on, get that in. You need to hammer some bloody blows on it. Get all of this water from these tanks into our special 6 rear storage tanks here. And I've just sorted out the second stair access up to this new water terminal. And it's left me with a fancy little space for a hammock. I love a good hammock. Which from the last episode is the thing that I popped in under here that I was referencing in the speedy up bit. Oh, and this sluice is officially closed. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I genuinely don't know. Because this sluice is feeding the Infinity River, but if it's closed, it means the reservoir fills up faster, and therefore the Infinity River properly kicks off by overspilling faster again. Or is it a simple 6 and 2 3s jobby? One thing I do know, though, is that I can synchronise these sluices. And it went the other way, that's fine. So now all 3 of these sluices open up when it gets below downstream depth of 0.80. And also have a fail-safe close above 5% contamination. Because you didn't want to contaminate an Infinity River now, do you? Well, it also looks like our beavers managed to get this laddie in. So we will be as efficient as beaverly possible about getting the water into this reservoir. And overspilling, yeah, which then guns into the Infinity River, which then feeds back into here, and the whole cycle continues. Now, one thing I am a tad curious about is, will this overspill? Because this is supposed to be like the main out. These 3 should be closed. They're only going to open when I say so. And when I say they can open is when it's below 1 depth, which is now. So get that water out of there and start filling up this bloody kidney bean reservoir. And then once you're above that 1 depth, you can close and start filling the pressure system right from the tippity top. So what this is a level that if we go right on it here and turn the hood off, we can go W with a little bit of D, and we'll see that it's a whole block above the top of the kidney bean reservoir. And it's actually a block and a half above because we've got dams that overspills here on the kidney bean reservoir. But what I'm hoping this little higher block will do is sort of force some pressure into the system. Of course, we want it helping and contributing now, but once we built, a decent amount of water in the system, we start pressurizing it. And this will hopefully ensure that the Infinity River, self-fuels itself. Well, we're not going to be doing that this cycle, are we? Because I don't want this episode to be hours and hours long, I'm just going to crack on and come back if and when anything detrimental happens, basically. Otherwise, oh yeah, that's right! Before I check back with you in 20 days' time, I alluded to this at the very end of the last episode. I temporarily built a couple of more dirt excavators in the last episode, all powered by the Windy Hill. Still didn't even budge the big battery here. Don't mind the fact that it's slightly down. Just don't mind that. But that was all due to the fact that we had massive dirt requirements filling in this entire bloody river here. Dirt requirements that no longer exist. So beavers, pick up all of this rubble, please. And then while you're at it, if you wouldn't mind, filling in the hole. But the hole filling is just a low priority job. Oh, now that does look mad, doesn't it? That looks absolutely mental. All of the framework in there and that. But yeah, now, as I was saying, I'm just going to check back with you in 20 days unless something detrimental happens. Oh, cycle 36. Just in time now, because we've got no water in here at all. We desperately need it. We might be able to get a little taste of some water if we go ahead, detonate this triple dynamite, because this floodgate's down at 0, but there's not even enough water to parachute the floodgate. May as well just ask the beavers to plop a bloody sluice in there. And that sluice is always open. Its only job is to prevent backflow. And I also have built a redundant stream gauge here, so we can do some fancy pants automations with this large water slurper. Just a simple pause when it's bloody dry and unpause when it's moist. And if I had a thought ahead, I could have used this one stream gauge for both of these bad lads. But that's alright. We're already filling up everything. We've got the water seeping away there. That's going to start pushing water into our tunnels, down into here, and until it gets to 1, it's going to be helping fill up the kidney bean reservoir directly. I wonder what will come first. The water from the old bad water burp or the water from the old sluice here. Because it is open, once again, until it gets to level 1. Oh, we got water pushing over here, which means we should have water pushing out of here. And I reckon if I do a bit of a speed 3, we're going to find out rather sharpish where we get the first bit of water from in the kidney bean reservoir now. It's just a wee trickle, but what it does do is allows this laddie to be automatically unpaused whenever the water gets to over here and starts trickling its way to the snorkel of the large water slurper. The entire beaver population is just bloody hoping beyond hope that they actually get some bloody long temperate seasons now, because that is the only thing that can get this Infinity River kick-started. And as with any Infinity project, getting it kicked off is the most difficult part. Oh, and it looks like we're above level 1 here, which means this floodgate should be all the way up, which it is. Now we're building pressure in here, which should start gunning up here and then down here, which is a nice reminder that I'm supposed to be asking the beavers to pick all of that up. Oh, and here we go. The water is flowing down here. And then once we've picked up that scrap, we can get our third sluice in and seal off this bit cave. Now, something else that happily happened during that drought is we got those dynamites in, so we can finally get the last of these little cave houses in. And I feel like with that bit of dirt there, we have to pop a bloody tunnel in and then a contemplation spot. And my beavers filled in the hole. It was a productive little drought, that wasn't it? And if nothing else, we've got a slightly longer than minimum temperate season, so we've got a bit of a chance of getting this all topped up. And we've just breached 111, which means these are going to get automatically unpaused, and we've just tripled the amount of water flowing into the tatty pit. V2. And we're doing our read on water. I think I figured out what the crack was, you know. Because we've got an excess of beds here, we just use the carrot corner as like a breeding corner, you know. But I had 420 beaver minimum of the tatty pit V2, which caused a bit of overpopulation and extra slurpage of the water. So I've toned that down to 240 beavers now at the tatty pit V2. And out of nothing but utter spite, I'm going to go ahead and delete these platforms here and delete the rubble out of them as well. I'm only being spiteful because the amount of times we flooded this bloody bit cave and we really did not need to is unreal. 5 days and we got a drought approaching. It's not the worst, but it isn't the best either. I've just been trying to figure out a nice fancy way of getting beavers down to this potential mine here. Well, I reckon I've designed a lovely, elegant little solution to get beavers up to this top level here. The only thing it's missing is a bit of propaganda. So let's invest a couple of science points in a big old cupcake banner. Not only that, because this was built by 2 beaver colonies, we're going to have a breeze here, a bonding knocking about on the tippity top. Well worth the 3,000 science points. You know, beavers, you just crack on with that whenever you fancy it. No big rush. But once you do get there, you'll have a zipline station to ease the journey somewhat. You won't have to go around the edge of the map. Now I believe we should just be able to connect this laddie straight into here. And how's the angle looking? Oh, that's, you know what? That's probably about as heckers as I'd like to get it. We've got a little bit of crossover, but we can gloss over it. I know, beavers, How's the kidney bean reservoir level looking? Oh, it's nearly there. It's gonna be a whole nother drought. But if the drought is short and the next temperate season is long, we will overspill the dams. And I can't do it. I've dug myself into a little hole. I don't want to know how long this drought's gonna be. By the looks of things, the winding down of all the water sources has already begun. We can see the red tip penetrating through the water. Oh no! Come on, seep! Keep seeping your way through! Oh, I can't do it. Even from within the hole. We cannot... Oh, it's a whole day shorter than the last one. It's better. It's better. It's as simple as that. It's a whole day shorter. And you know what, peeps? I'm just gonna find myself a nice comfy spot in this bit hole and catch back with yous whenever I feel me tootsies are all moistened again by that lovely seep. And you know what? I was quite enjoying those Timberborn tunes earlier. Hit resume, editor MiGly. Now, unfortunately, I have heard we've got a change of tide incoming. But how did the kidney bean reservoir fare for that 19-day drought? Not too bad, to be fair. We need a whole block in here, which isn't going to happen in the next 2.6 days. But if we get a short bad tide and then a long temperate season, we'll be giraffing. Although the process of waiting for those stars to align is certainly not a laughing matter. Now, while we're waiting for said stars to align, I may as well just do the odd bit and bob, you know? Like get some levees plonked along here. That'll stop the little bit of splash that we get in that corner. Force all the water down here. Straight under and then through and then over this lovely suspension bridge. And as you all know, into the kidney bean reservoir. I mean, how are you, game? Do you not want to see us click this whole new little beaver tail here? Replace the old one with the new one. Look how munted the new one looks. I'm pretty sure it'll look fine on the tail. Well, that preview is something special. Oh, would you look at this, peeps. We've got 2 large water slurpers sitting dying out because they're all full chock-a-block up here. And that's thanks to the 30-bit V2's new super efficient water system. And nothing to do with the fact that we've got nigh on 200 beavers less in there. But that does mean I'm going to disable this stream gauge automation and just simply pause it for now. It can be with backup emergency water slurper, you know, just in case we need it. And to think how close we came to our spilling the reservoir. 26 days! It's going to be empty again! Alright. You know what, peeps? It might be time for, like, an abrupt jump cut to where we've made an executive decision here, peeps. We are going to go ahead and press the number 8 twice. Skipping that 29-day drought and jumping straight into cycle 41. Now, the reason I've just done that is we've just survived several cycles without any issue whatsoever. Our beavers are big chillin'. They can fully fend for themselves. And since this recording session's now over 5 hours, and most of that has just been waiting for the perfect cycle, I've made the executive decision to skip down tides, at least until we get the Infinity River kick-started, and then we'll see if it actually functions or not. Now, I do reckon I know why I kept running out of bloody cogs. It's because there's no storage for them. So we're gonna get some cogs stored right above with berries. The natural cog storage place. And water level wise, it looks like we've got another 3 days-ish until our big Infinity River is kick-started. So hopefully we get a drought or bad tide warning at the beginning of day 6. Because any earlier means another bloody skip. And I'm not a massive fan of the cheats. Oh yeah, I've been keeping the beavers busy throughout these cycles. Doing things like upgrading this area so you get a couple of bonus tatties, a bonus bed, and incorporate another fancy overhang. And realistically, get some more cupcake propaganda doing ya. Oh, but beavers have absolutely smashed with cog storage in. Bunch of bloody leg ends. Oh, aye, that's right. We are relocating this zipline station here to our here. And the best thing is, right, I can connect this directly to here if I delete the pylon. So let's get this bloody pylon deleted and connect this zipline station directly onto there. That is perfect. And the reason we've done that is because if we come over here, which I can now unpause because I'm showing yous, I'm going to open up a brand new zipline station that feeds you straight up onto this bit moon here, which is where the first explosion allowed the bad water to piss out. Not that we care about that now. We've got good water pissing out. Look at it gone. It pisses our other side, contributing to an infinity river. Now I've noticed something a tad perturbing with our infinity river. If we look down here, you can see there is a noticeable flow on the outside of the sluice there, going right to left. But there is a distinct lack of flow for water coming on the inside of the sluice here. Now that has me thinking that potentially there is water building up pressure here. Well, not there, but inside here on the outside of our kidney bean sluices. Because realistically, where else is it going? It's all up in here. It's not going to be going anywhere else until it pishes our that's up there. So it has to be coming up, which I think will be a kind of cool visual if that is the case. The water pissing up from that side and this side. And then it tips over. And then the infinity river kickstarts. Ooh, and I've never seen one of these for a long time. We've got a happiness notification. That's likely because I've been plonking loads of things path side. But we'll get to that in the next episode. This episode is all about the infinity river and how that's ticking along here. The sluices are closed, which means pressure is indeed building up in here. And don't worry about May the plebe. They're just hanging about here chilling, watching the maple syrup get stored. Bad tide approaching! Day 5! I think we might have to do another bloody number 8. And I think sooner rather than later, because I don't want to be too cheaty with me cheats. Number 8. Cycle 42! Of course it will be cycle 42 and the infinity river bump starts itself into action. At this point, I keep looking out for whale-shaped clouds on the sky. And I keep having to look up in case I get conked off a bowl of petunias. Oh, and here we are, peeps. It's gonna happen. Any day now. We've got the water on the kidney bean reservoir side that is slightly higher than the water on the t'other side. But it is indeed raising up this little hole. You can see it's just went up another level. And I have a feeling they are both coming to meet in the middle. What's a kidney bean? Now the kidney bean's low. Is it going to backflow? Is the infinity river going to flow backwards? Oh, it's right on the edge. No, I have to see this, like. Is the infinity river genuinely going to flow back? It's almost flowing backwards. No way. This was... if the infinity river flows backwards, I'll be absolutely speechless. Not in any of my plans did I think the infinity river had any chance of flowing backwards, which it looks like it's doing. And there's bloody flow. The infinity river's working. The infinity river's working backwards. Oh, bloody heck. Cycle 42. And we've got the backwards infinity river. That oh, I couldn't have scripted that better myself. Right. So what's happening with the water level over here? Are we going to keep on rising and create that pressure hour spill that I was talking about earlier in the episode? Many hours ago now in real life. Or are you just going to continue trickling our backwards? You know, peeps, let's whip out another speedy up bit where we can sort of see both these levels here and just sort of try and figure out what the blooming heck's going on with this infinity river. And a speedy up bit. So I'm going to have to double tap the 8 key, get into cycle 43. Cycle 42 was the cycle of the backwards infinity river. Cycle 43 is hopefully going to be the cycle of the forwards infinity river. So while I was standing down here, I did notice that once we got up to the 2.5 level, it did seem to start flowing forward instead of backwards. I mean, we can sanity check ourselves here. Let's get the stream gauge out. I'll just cheat it in for now because we're just checking. Yeah, that's at 0.72, that. So that is well above the 0.5. Let me just make sure we delete all of this so we're not cheating. Even though we're skipping cycles, we're just massively cheating. But that's alright because it's all bloody fine anyway. We've done many cycles without issue. The only thing now is I reckon we're going to end up overspilling from the overspill on the side here. Before the Infinity River actually kicks in. Which is no good at all. Let's have a look down here. Aye, look at that. We've got a slower flow here. And once again, absolutely no flow through these sluices. And these sluices are open. They should be kicking out all the force and pressure. The only thing I can think is maybe this isn't working. So let's have these fully open all the time. That will allow some water down there. I am quickly going to have to pop this up at 1 just for now while we do our testing. There's definitely minimal flow going on over here. I will say that. If we go down in here, you can see we've got the water. That's stagnating as well. And that's over the top of the big falls that goes down. So once again, we've got a stagnant infinity river. How does one accomplish a stagnant infinity river? Well, I mean, I've just shown you how one accomplishes a stagnant infinity river. But that leaves me absolutely flummoxed. Why did the infinity river flow backwards at first? And now, why has the infinity river stagnated? This is a ridiculous pondry. Genuinely, peeps, if yous have any idea whatsoever about what's going on here with this infinity river system, I would be very keen to hear your thoughts. Now on that bombshell, I am unfortunately going to have to bid you adieu until next week. A toodle. Pip.